Wait, we're not ready yet. I'm here. No, not here.
This is where the story starts.
Inside of every book,
There's a tiny little world. Come on, let's take a look. We're quite little. We have backs and front.
And middles,
We make stories.
words and letters.
We build books. There's nothing better. I'm Rocco. I'm the foreman, and I just love to read.
I'm Ollie. I like pictures. They're what every story needs.
I'm Comma. I like letters, because they turn into words.
Come on now.
Let's sing this song.
That you've already heard.
We're the Bittles. We're quite little. We have backs and fronts and middles. We love stories. These creations are made with imagination. All right, everybody, let's build a book. Another day in the Biddle Book Building Factory, where Biddles build books best. Let's see what book we're building for you today. Our first story is The Best Figure Skater in the Whole Wide World, written by Linda Bailey and illustrated by Alan and Lee Daniel. Looks like a good book. Let's get started.
Hi, welcome to the Word Room. We're busy building a great story with lots of great words. Words like this one. E-E-S-T. That spells best.
Have letter B for word best.
Grump, that is the best letter B I've ever seen.
Oh, I think.
Best means the greatest, the supreme, the highest quality possible. You are the best bee builder ever.
If Comma say so. Grump just doing his best.
Well, keep up the good work, Grump. Grump is so lucky to be the best at bee building. I wish I was the best at something, Rocco.
Well, Comma, I think...
I'm best at something.
Oh, hi, Lolly. What are you best at?
The picture, silly. Just look at that. That's Lizzie. She wants to be the best figure skater in the whole wide world. There's nothing like being the best.
See, Rocco? Lolly paints the best pictures. Grump builds the best letters. Everybody's best at something, except me. I want to be the best, too. Read the story, Rocco.
Oh, but Comma, wait.
Oh, the story's starting, Rocco.
But Comma, are you going to be okay?
Oh, I'm fine. You go ahead and do what you do best. Read.
The best figure skater in the whole wide world.
All Lizzie wanted was to be the best figure skater in the whole wide world. When the World Championships came on TV, she watched every minute. Whatever the skaters did, Lizzie did the same. She twirled, she leaped, she spun around the living room floor. She lunged past the couch, and she lutzed around the lamp. It was the best feeling Lizzie had ever had. Her mom said she could take skating lessons at the community center. Lizzie couldn't wait. She tried her new skates on every night, turning them this way and that to make the blades twinkle in the light.
Grump have more letters.
Oh, that's great, Grump. They're the best, as usual.
Oh, what's wrong with Comma?
Well, everybody's the best at something, Grump. I want to be the best at something, too.
Oh, Lizzie tried skating. Oh, why not Comma try too?
Look around, Grump. No ice. You need ice to skate.
Oh, Grump don't think so. You watch Grump.
Well, of course you need ice, Grump. Without ice, you can't skate.
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
Whoa, you're right. Let's see. Whoa, it is like ice. Whoa, I bet I could skate. Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa! Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this! Well, maybe just a little more practice.
Come and feel better now?
Hey, you know what? I do! Let's get back to the story, Grump. Lizzie and I have some skating to do. Woo! Oh. Yep, just a little more practice.
Finally, it was time for her first lesson. The teacher had blue skates with bells on them. She wore a twirly skirt like the world champions wore. Lizzie wanted a skirt like that, desperately. But skating on ice was a lot harder than skating on the floor. Lizzie's ankles bent in, her toes got frozen, her knees wobbled together. Again and again, she ended up flat on her bottom. Her mom said it took a long time to become a world champion. She said you had to practice.
Aren't the pictures great? Look at Lizzie. She really wants to be the best.
Whoa!
Kama? Kama, what are you doing?
Whoa! Hi, Lolly! Whoa!
Kama, slow down.
Whoa! I'm skating! Whoa!
Looks more like falling. Ugh.
Whoa!
Are you okay?
Oh, I never felt better. I finally found something I can be the best at.
The best?
Sure, I'm gonna be the best skater, and that'll make me special.
Just be careful.
Well, I've got to go practice. It takes a lot of hard work to be the best. Just ask Lizzie.
So that's what Lizzie did. She practiced every move the teacher taught. Not the spread eagle, or the flying camel, or the death spiral. Those came later. But after a while, Lizzie could skate backwards. A little. She could do a bunny hop, sort of. She could hold one leg out behind her, almost straight. And she didn't land on her bottom nearly as much. Nobody in the class practiced as much as Lizzie. Nobody came as early, or stayed as late, or tried as hard. Nobody else knew, already, for certain, with all their hearts, right down to the tips of their frozen toes, that they wanted to be a world champion figure skater.
Just look at Lizzie. She sure looks like she's having fun. I wonder. Hey! This is fun! Lizzie has the right idea. Comma, too.
I'm gonna try.
Maybe I can be the best figure skater ever. Whee!
Maybe Grump can too.
One day, Lizzie's teacher made an exciting announcement. The class was going to skate the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs in the Winter Carnival. Lizzie's heart thumped as the teacher read out the names of the children who would be the 7 Dwarfs. I can be a dwarf, thought Lizzie. I'd love to be a dwarf. A voice in her head said, "Pick me." One by one, as the teacher called their names, the dwarfs skated to the side of the rink. The dwarfs were all short, Lizzie noticed. She, Lizzie, was tall. The teacher called 7 names. None of them was Lizzie. The teacher said they would need a prince, too, and a witch. Lizzie's heart thumped harder. She could be a handsome prince. She could be a horribly wicked witch. Pick me, pick me. The teacher said a name for the witch and a name for the prince. Neither of them was Lizzie. The last main part, the teacher told the class slowly, and the most difficult part of all, was Snow White. Lizzie looked around. There were hardly any kids left unpicked. None of them had practiced as much as she had. None of them had tried as hard. She closed her eyes. Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Wow, Lizzie really wants to be picked. You know, I hope she gets
Hi,
what...
Rocco! Woo!
You see what I just saw?
It's me! Guess what I am?
What? Guess? What?
I'm the best skater in the whole world.
Do the whoa. Stop. You're making me dizzy.
I did it. I practiced and I practiced just like Lizzie, and now I'm the best.
Best?
Yep, that makes me special. Woo! Finally, I found something that I'm the best at.
Look at me! Yay! I'm skating! Watch this! Backwards!
Oh!
Backwards? Well, I can't. Lolly.
Oh boy, Comma! I'm glad you showed me. Skating is great!
But skating was my idea.
But I'm just having fun.
But I practiced and I practiced.
Gee, I didn't practice at all. It's kind of easy. See? Whee!
You knew that skating was my thing, my special thing.
Oh. Comma? I've decided I'm not going to skate anymore.
You did?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun and all, but after I saw you skate, well, there's no way I'll ever be as good as you.
Boy, did you hear that, Rocco? Lolly says I'm the best.
Come, I'm not quite sure that's
I'm
what...
the best skater ever! Woohoo!
Okay, think it's time to get back to the story. Let's see now. Lizzie practiced and practiced, and yes, she's hoping to get picked for the show. Really hoping.
The teacher said a name. It wasn't Lizzie. Lizzie shut her eyes really tight so the tears wouldn't sneak out. She pressed her lips together hard. Through a roar of sadness, she heard the teacher say what the rest of the children would be. Trees. It's not fair. It's not fair, said Lizzie as she sobbed into her mother's lap that night. I know, said her mom. I hate trees, said Lizzie. They're stiff and hard, and they don't move, and I hate them. I know, said her mom. It was the worst feeling Lizzie had ever had.
Poor Lizzie! She wanted to be picked so badly. I'm glad she's got her mommy with her. She must feel just awful. It's hard when you want something and you don't get it.
The skating class started to get ready for the carnival. Lizzie watched the Snow White girl carefully to see if she would maybe twist her ankle just a little and need someone to take her place. But the Snow White girl skated smoothly around the rink. One day the costumes came. Snow White got a twirly white skirt, just like the world champions wore. Lizzie got a tree costume. It was brown and green and made of cardboard. It didn't twirl.
Did you hear this word? Lizzie has to be a tree. T-R-E-E. Tree. Well, I feel pretty bad for Lizzie, but I feel pretty good for me. Woo! I've been practicing and practicing, and now I'm the best skater in the whole wide world. I can't wait to show Lolly finally something I'm best at. Woo!
Finally, it was the day of the carnival. The stands around the rink filled with friends and relatives. Everyone waited, excited for the show to begin. The trees skated out first, 5 of them, with Lizzie at the end. They skated slowly around the rink in a tree parade. They held their arms straight like branches. They kept their legs stiff like tree trunks. When they got to the place where they were supposed to be a forest, they circled around slowly and stopped. And then they stood there, the way trees do. Stiff.
Woo! Boy, I can hardly wait to show Lolly all my great skating moves.
Can't
what's
catch
that?
me! Woo!
Oh, Lolly!
Uh-oh.
What are you doing? You said you weren't going to skate anymore. And you too, Grump.
Lolly made me do it.
What?
Some friends you are. You know this was the thing I wanted to be the best at. The one thing! thing!
I'm sorry, Comma. It's just that it's so much...
Fun?
Yeah! It's so much fun, and that's all Grump and I were doing. Having fun!
But you're better than me! How can I be the best when you're better than me?
Poor Comma. He's just like Lizzie. He wants to be the best so bad. You think we were wrong to skate?
Tag, you're it. Whoa!
I'm gonna get you! Woo!
After that, the real story began. The dwarfs hopped and spun. The witch charged around in angry circles. The prince darted through the forest. Snow White, in her twirly white skirt, did split jumps and mazurkas. The trees just stood. Finally, after a long, cold time, the play ended. Snow White and the dwarfs and the witch and the prince whirled and spun off the ice. Everyone clapped.
Comma, I heard what happened. Lolly told me.
Well, I bet she did. Did she tell you how great she and Grump can skate? How bad I am?
Well, no, Comma, she's worried about you.
Well, she didn't look worried. Well, why can't she let me be the best skater, Rocco? Why does she have to be better than me?
Well, she can't help it, Comma. Lolly was just having fun. You can't always be the best.
I just wanted something of my own that I'm the best at.
Comma, I heard what you just said about being the best at something.
Well, you don't have to rub it in, Lolly. We all know you're the best skater.
No, you said you're not the best at anything, and I know that's not true.
It is too.
Comma wrong. You're not best word builder.
And you're not the best painter.
And you sure not best skater.
But you are my best friend.
Yeah, Grump best friend too.
Really?
The best friend ever.
Ever.
Best friend, eh? And that's something that only I can be best at. You can only have one best friend, and I'm your best friend, and I'm your best friend. I am the best at something after all.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Grump, how are those letters?
Oh, they best letters ever.
Great. We're all set with the words and the letters. Oh, but that's only half the story. Lolly, how are your pictures?
They're the best pictures ever, Comma. Just wait till you see them.
Great.
Whee!
And, Comma, how are you?
Me, Rocco, I'm the best.
All right then, everybody. Let's build a book.
It was time for the trees to skate off. This time, Lizzie was first. She led the way, beginning a long, slow tree parade around the rink, the way the teacher had taught them. Her legs moved stiffly, her arms stretched out straight. Suddenly, Lizzie couldn't bear it, not a moment longer. She stopped. She put her arms down. Behind her, the other trees stopped too, banging into one another. Lizzie just stood there. The audience got very quiet. Everyone watched and waited. Suddenly, Lizzie did a bunny hop. The other trees looked confused, all except for one. That tree looked Lizzie straight in the eye. Then she did a bunny hop too. A moment later, another tree did a bunny hop, then another. Suddenly, the whole forest was bunny hopping down the ice. Lizzie did a waltz jump. So did the other trees. Lizzie did a toe loop. The other trees did too. With Lizzie in the lead, the trees did a spin and a spiral and a shoot the duck. The audience laughed and cheered. Nobody had ever expected to see such an exciting forest.
Woo!
Look at me! Whoa! Whoa! I never knew that anything could be so much fun!
I told you, being the best is one thing, but just having fun, that's what it's really about. Just ask Lizzie.
Go, Lizzie!
Tag, you're it!
I'm gonna get you! Whoa!
When the music ended, the trees were right where they were supposed to be, at the end of the rink. They all took a bow, just as they were supposed to, and skated off. Lizzie's mom was waiting. "I couldn't help it," said Lizzie. Her mom swept her up in the air, skates and all. "Lizzie, my love, you were a fabulous tree. And if I had my choice of all the figure skaters in the whole wide world, do you know who I'd pick?" "Me?" said Lizzie. "You," said her mom. Lizzie wrapped her branches tightly around her mom's neck. Maybe it wasn't the best feeling she had ever had, but it was very, very good.
The end! What a great story!
I'm really happy for Lizzie. And for you too, Comma. I'm glad you finally got what you wanted.
Me too. Say, you two